think the various technologies that we have on this line really are fairly well known.
Okay.
The key is that we have integrated now into a complete line. So on this particular line, there's nothing that is earth-shattering standing on its own 2 feet.
The integration itself is very key, however.
That's the key, exactly. And then the concept of the final package that we put out is actually what we would like to have customers consider, because there's always been an aversion to having ground beef in a vacuum package.
Right.
But from a food safety standpoint, from a convenience standpoint, and actually from a food quality standpoint, this is actually a superior package to anything there. And we believe that it's just a matter of customer education to get people to understand that this is actually a better package to buy. And some of the things that we're also bringing to the table today is that we can do labeling, like you see on the top here, but we can actually also print directly on the film on the line.
I see.
So instead of customers having to deal with pre-printed films,
right,
where you then have to change with the change of products,
right,
you just change your print code and you have a new package right away. And it also makes it much easier to manage SKUs and so on in the plant. So.
Okay. Well, let's start here because we have the Hotman stuffer here, and if you can walk us just sort of down around the line and show us what we're looking at here.
Yeah. The idea is that you have a Hotman stuffer that actually acts as a meat grinder. So the grind head grinds out the beef in a continuous strand, and it's in a predefined height and width. And then what we do here is this is a cutting device that will actually then portion the ground beef out into sizes that approximate a 1 pound portion.
Right. Which you can adjust to. How much adjustment do you have if you want different portions?
You have almost infinite adjustment. I mean, you can go from a thin slice up to a foot long piece. So that's very forgiving as far as being able to adjust. So, and then what happens here is that the portions get separated on this belt, and the belt brings it out single strand lines out here, and this is a retracting belt, as you can see, and it'll actually deposit the portions automatically.
I see.
So that they fit the layout of our packaging machine. So
is this a new addition to what you're showing here? Is that retractable idea? Because I honestly hadn't really seen that integrated into a line like this before.
Right. Well, again, the concept behind this is not new. For us, this is the first time we've shown this line, and this is actually also a German manufacturer called Tom that makes this for us.
Does the retractability of the conveyor, what kind of sort of cleanability or food safety issues might that introduce, just because you've got extra moving parts going here?
Right.
And
but it's very open design, as you can see, and everything is easy to pop up and take the belts off for cleaning and so on.
So we go down to the...
and then this belt actually works in exactly the same manner as a smaller belt. And what we do here then is that we create the whole layout of our die set on the packaging machine. So what happens then is that this belt will bring it out over the packaging machine, and we refer to it as a flying carpet, because what it does is it literally pulls out from under the product, and the product will fall down into the pockets. The packaging machine is pretty much a standard 245 packaging machine. We're doing a flexible package on it. So then what we do here is that we have a vision system, which is to make sure that we have product in the pockets. And then here we have a printer. This is actually where you can see you have a standard film coming in, and we then print the nutritionals on the back. And that's where the flexibility of being able to just change that on the fly. If you change product, you just change that, and you don't have to change films or anything like that. So then we move on down and we seal the product here. One thing that's new is that we actually introduced, we call it our 2.0 version of our operator interface.
Okay.
It's a full-blown IPC that sits right in the cabinet here. And as you can see, everything is very visual. So for an operator to...
That's the whole line.
That's the whole line, exactly. And you can then jump to all the various stations if there are adjustments you want to make. And this interface is common across all our platforms today. So, you know, an operator that gets trained once has the advantage that it's very intuitive then to move from line to line.
So now, does this, if something is happening at the stuffing end, does this then send the message down the line? It's okay, this is what's changed.
And we can either stop or send an alarm or whatever. And then we move down, we have our bottom labeler here where we actually deposit labels on the bottom of the package, because we can actually see we're running the packages upside down on the machine. And then we actually here, we have a true vision system. This is with lights and camera and action on it. And what we're doing here is we're visually confirming that the nutritionals are right. Simply that what you're telling on the package is in it is not accurate. So with a vision system, we can confirm that. The vision system looks at the package and number one, confirms from up there that there's product in the package, and number two, confirms that we have the right nutritionals on it. It sends a message to our little robot here, and what this will do then is it'll say, okay, I know of the packages coming at me that so many of them need to be rejected, and they get rejected right into here, and the rest of them that are good, it'll pick up and put over on the singulating line over here. We're then able to run it through the check weigher, where we determine the actual weight of the product, and we send it through a metal detector for product safety. And you can see in both cases there are rejects, so if it's out of spec weight-wise or has an alarm on the metal detector, it'll get rejected into these bins. And these bins actually have locks on them, so that operators can't willy-nilly go in and put them back in. So from a food safety standpoint. Now, we chose to, just because of line size here, not to incorporate a weigh price labeler, but you could actually have your weighing here and then do the pricing and final labeling subsequently also. So that's another opportunity. As you see, this part here is from the server, and we can work with a wide variety of third-party suppliers. If we find that very often, you know, the individual plants, depending on their location, may have a preference one way or the other.